really know what I'm going to know is that I'm going to have a fun time with my brother, and that's good enough for me. How you doing, Tom?
Pretty good, and you P.
Very, very happy to be here. Just letting everybody know you're watching Jumpstart right now with Tom Hartman and Peter Hartman. And Jumpstart is not. You can hear my. Did you hear my phone just now?
It's
Did it sound
Jumpstart
unprofessional?
live
That's right.
because then we
Uh,
get to cover up all the foibles on all the mistakes we have because it's live.
hey, live doesn't have to be perfect. It can be raw.
Right,
It's raw.
that's right. What's the Dimitri Martin has the thing? Live at the time. I think that's the name of one of his albums. I love it. Live at the time. Anyways, go ahead.
Jumpstart is here. It provides you. It's a kind of a jumpstart for your life. It provides you a boost to all the things you might be doing, whether it's your personal development, whether it's understanding money and your own personal knowledge, understanding finance, understanding the world, your emotions, your mind, your motivation, your inspiration, all that and more you can find here at Jumpstart. So if you haven't already, just letting you know that we're broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube right now for the moment, but in the future it'll be just be YouTube. So make sure to go over to youtube.com/happy for a change and click on subscribe and click that little bell so that you know when we go live, which we do pretty often. Um, we've got somebody here. Alex says, "Sup, nerds." Uh, Sup, Alex. Thank you so much for watching. We're actually broadcasting on our YouTube page, but as well as to the Happy for a Change audience. The Happy for a Change audience is this audience of people who are willful, deliberate, eager to make the world a better place, and are willing to do something small in order to make that happen. Happy for Change is using the power of social media and your attention in order to affect world change. If you care about that, go to facebook.com/happy for a change and join the happy audience. We got great things to come. Today, we're going to be talking about SAFEMOON, a little bit of update on that, Bitcoin and its downfall. We're going to be talking about the Apple event and the new products that came out. Tom wants to talk about the power of value, and we'll be ending with a little bit of homework, which we do every single Jumpstart, something that you can do, a takeaway that you can go and experience and learn and participate in this organic learning experience that we're having here. Tom calls it a salon. He likes calling it a salon. You want to
That's right.
explain
The
what the
throwback
salon
is
is?
very this old school idea that before TV and radio or whatever, people would invite richer people would invite a couple of people in the know, experts in their field, the philosophers or whatever, to a house party, and other people would attend, and you had the advantage of just sitting down and listen to a couple of people speak on a particular subject, which was now that I think about it, it was like live podcasting at the time. That's basically what it was, and it was great because you didn't have this. It wasn't like a party where you had you felt compelled to everyone had to participate in the conversation. You could just listen, and you could drift from room to room as different conversations are happening, getting something to drink, getting something to eat, going to the balcony, coming back, pondering someone's idea. And I always loved that idea. I was always like, oh my god, that's exactly the kind of life I would like to live in. And if it wasn't for this health crisis, exactly the type of life I'd be trying to create right now. But barring that, we can do that virtually. No reason why we can't use the power of live
Live.
video in order to make sure that we can have that experience of sharing knowledge. And it really stemmed like Peter, you and I constantly having these phone conversations, and in fact, it's very rare for us to call each other just for a couple of minutes to check in. We go, "Hey, have you heard about this?" And all of a sudden, we're talking for the next a couple of hours. And so it's nice to be able to put it out there and go, "Hey, if this is useful to other people, let them listen too."
Fantastic. Speaking about drinks, I forgot to get some water. Just give me a second. Talk to the people.
Sure. What I'm really looking forward to is doing the Telegram. I really love the idea that I mean, when I grew up, I always wanted to have earbuds. As soon as Bluetooth earbuds came out, not even the earbuds, like the phones that people used to use, I always wanted everyone that I knew to have the Bluetooth in their ear, all on one conference call. And we would just go about our day. Very much like a
I didn't know
board
about this.
collective.
I never heard you say this before.
Oh, I've told you this many times. I was like, oh, we should, you know,
Oh, you
imagine it.
said it for a few people, like a handful of us,
Yeah,
like us, but
exactly.
not
Yes, yes.
everybody.
Yeah, but anywhere between like 4 to 10 people. No, not everybody. Just like 4 to 10 people, and you're on
Oh, I
this
see.
call, and you hear them interacting with others as you're going about your day. So you have to like sort of learn how to filter out the noise of other people's lives. But I thought it would be absolutely invaluable. Well, like the TV show Sense8. Did you watch this?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I know exactly what he's talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the idea that someone's there and you hear them stumbling, they're looking for a piece of information, or they didn't know how to respond to a thing, and then you have three people like giving a suggestion and go, yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
do that. I thought that was like such a cool thing.
Yeah,
Just it's just
absolutely.
there, like you're like, oh, okay, where do I have to go? Is there a store that sells this? And someone goes, yeah, if you go down to Ninth and Third, you'll be able to find that. I say Ninth and Third like I live in New York. You can tell that it really hurts me that I'm not down there. But
Oh
yeah,
my
I
god.
was one of that. So I'm looking forward to doing that sort of thing. A proxy of that
Yeah, you'll
for
be on a
Jumpstart.
Telegram and you'll be like, "Hey, I'm curious about this stock, or I'm curious about this, or I'm trying to figure out what type of platform should I create a blog or for my website, or is this tool a good thing? Like, what should I do? How should I market myself?" And you can just ask the hive mind. You can just ask us here at Jumpstart, and Tom or I will almost certainly have some type of answer for you that will give you the answer or give you the direction method to get your answer. So you can put us in your pocket. You can have us. Just head over to patreon.com/happy for change. You can become a patron. You get the link as soon as you sign up. And the group is live now. It's like we're in there now. So if you want to join, please feel free. You're absolutely welcome to join us. All right. Thank you to everybody who's watching us right now. I really appreciate it. Today, we're going to just dive right into it. We're not going to do a long episode here today. We've already gone 7 minutes now, but we won't keep you very long here tonight. Tom, you want to talk about. Tom, you got to tell me what the hell is going on with Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's fun because when Bitcoin is making new all-time highs and people are checking their accounts and seeing, oh, this is the new value of my account. It's very exciting. People are very happy. I get a lot of pats on the back. Oh, Tom, great idea. Thank you for forcing me, which is what I did. Forced everyone to get a little bit in it. But as we've talked about before, like one of the ways to manage a position and one of the ways to manage risk is that you sell as something is going up, but it also means that you buy as it's going down. And whoo boy, it is difficult to get people to sell at the top, and it is difficult to get people to sell at the bottom. The
Buy at the bottom. Buy at the bottom.
Buy at the bottom, exactly. Um, uh, Great example of this was SafeMoon, right? So SafeMoon is a crypto token that we talked about over the last couple of weeks, and it's I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but basically it had this meteoric rise. It rose like I don't know some insane thousands of percent amount, and we got in at a certain point, and it kept going up and kept going up, and at one point we were up what was it 6 times our initial position, and there was this big conversation. Ooh, I'm so sorry. 1 second. I got something in the oven. I got to pause 1 second.
It's funny. Go ahead, Tom. And I'm getting messages now saying I'm having trouble with my picture quality, but it looks good now. I think the picture quality will improve. Just let me know if it improves there. Uh, uh, Tom was talking about SafeMoon. Hey, I was going to remove his empty chair, but I kind of like seeing his empty chair there. Um, if you're at home and you're watching this right now, just so you know, you can actually pose any questions and make any comments. If you actually post your comment on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this, so we get to see it here. We'll put it up on the screen and we'll talk about it. So please feel free to post any comments, any questions, any things that you have. Always happy to hear from the audience. Right now, we're having a conversation. It's between Tom and I, but please feel free to pipe in anytime you choose, and we'll get to your comments as soon as possible. All right, Tom.
1 second. I'm lagging here. Let me.
You're lagging. It's because you were moving a lot. So I think if you give it a minute, it will stop. It will stop.
All right. I smelled burning. I was like, oh, someone's burning something. No, it's me. I was burning something.
All right. Let's hang in there for just a minute because there's a severe lag. I'm not sure if it's just us. Everybody can see it, but stop moving and we'll see how this goes. While we're waiting for that to happen, while we wait for you to jitter on the screen, Tom, we got a comment here. Another one from Alex. He says, "Does the Bitcoin crash mean it's time to take Dogecoin to the moon?"
I love Dogecoin.
All right, it's still going a little slow. I want to answer that question, but
Yeah,
what do
I'm
you
just
think we should
closing a
do?
bunch of stuff just in case.
All right, it's looking better. Looking good, brah. Looking good, brah. Dogecoin. Uh, Joe coin, but it might turn into something legit. I was watching some videos today, and it might turn into something legit. It's kind of funny how that works. I guess it kind of makes me think like back in the day, people were like, "Hey, let's use seashells in order to as money. Let's
Oh
use
my god, I
seashells."
was just gonna say that. The cowrie shells. Like cowrie shells have been used as currency for like a lot of human history. People think, oh, it's gold and no, freaking seashells for sure. And it's like, okay, and now would be like, who would ever take a seashell? Well, I mean, you call it seashell coin, and you never know. Let's go to the moon.
Seashell coin.
Yeah. So who knows what's going on. All right, so back to the safe moon thing, right? Okay, so
Wait,
just to
hang on.
recap.
Answer this guy's question: Is those can you
Oh,
is
I didn't.
Dogecoin legit?
What do you mean
Uh,
legit?
does the Bitcoin crash mean it's time to take Dogecoin to the moon?
This is what I love about this sort of question. Like our own currency, the currency that everyone uses, their own currency that's not backed by anything and printed ad nauseum, just without limit. That no one says, is this worthwhile? They go, well, other people will accept it. So that's the argument, right? People go, well, other people still want to keep my dollar, so that means it's still valuable. Okay, well, that's my same answer for Doge then. What's your problem? As long as people are willing to pay more for it or the same for it as you bought for it, then freaking game on. Go for it. What's the problem? It's worth exactly as much as anything else is. In fact, you can make the case that it's worth even more than regular currency because
All
you're
right.
not under the illusion that it's actually managed properly. You're like, no, it's completely ridiculous. So everyone goes, "This is ridiculous. We're gonna buy this." It's as if we decided, just pay me in monopoly money. Pay me in monopoly money, and the store owner, the grocery store is like, "Yeah, I'll take monopoly money." And more people started doing that. People go, "This monopoly money is a pro." No, it's the same. It just turns out instead of the bank printing the money, it's Hasbro or whoever runs the monopoly printer. Oh my god! So it's worth whatever someone else is willing to pay for it. That's what it's worth.
All right. All right. Good. Good. Excellent. Bitcoin. It's
So back
crashing. Get out. Get out now.
so back to SafeMoon. So we were in a SafeMoon position. I just love the SafeMoon crypto example because it was such a great example. Am I lagging again for you?
I'm just double checking on the screen here. It's lagging
Yeah,
for
I
me.
am. I'm lagging
I
for me. I'm so sorry. Let me just
don't worry
see if
about
there's
it.
anything else to close.
Hey, Jimmy is live again.
One
FYI.
second. I don't know why it's doing this, but can have it. I like seeing myself too much to see myself lag.
So I need you to move her, move around or
Yeah.
something, or else I'm not gonna know if you like it.
One
And talk
second.
and look at the camera and
Yeah, just closing. All right.
you're rocking back and forth like you're like you saw something traumatic. Not like this.
Don't judge. Don't judge
Not
me.
not like this.
All right, that's the best I can do.
All right, bro. Just talk to the camera, and so I can see if we're lagging. All right,
How's
bro.
it going? All right, seems fine to me.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, SafeMoon, great example of people not being able to sell as it goes up and feeling the pain when it goes down. I got a few people into this position, very small, right? It was just a taster, just for us to see what this ride was like, right? We put it in a small position, something we're willing to lose. We mention this all the time. You don't know what you're in, what you're buying is risk and uncertainty. So you put the position small enough that you can sleep at night. That if you lost every penny, you're fine. And then it went up. I think we were up like 600%, right? And at that point, you're like, "Oh my god!" It was like, "Oh my, this is so cool!" And what if it keep going up and it would be so fantastic or whatever? And it felt really good. Did it feel really good, Peter? It felt fantastic.
There's a
And
lot of
then
money. Yeah,
it dropped. It just kept plummeting, plummeting. And as it went down,
and we
we didn't
watched
sell
it
on.
go down.
That's right.
You
We didn't
know,
sell it
that's
on
his
the way
thing.
up. We didn't sell on the way up, and I understand that, right? If it was a large position, then we might have sold on the way up. Like I would have insisted on selling on the way up. But because it was small, we're like, okay, look, are we willing to lose the initial thing we put in? Yes, fine, let's go. But it's one thing to say that, and another thing to feel the gains, the possible returns that you could have, just leave and dribble away and dribble away and dribble away. And I knew when it got to a certain point, that's where I would say sell, and that's like we got to a point where we still had profits, and I said, okay, now we're closing the position. And I remember one person I spoke to was like, but I can't. I want the position I had. It's like, sorry, we had to sell. That's the rule. Peter kept saying, follow the rule, follow the rule.
Follow the rule.
So we take off 2/3, take our profits, let the right let rest let the rest ride, and whatever happens happens. And now it's starting to go up again, right? And now this is gonna be the bad feeling at the beginning of not selling, the second feeling of selling after you gave up some gains, and now we're gonna go through the experience of, oh, if we just held it, we would be.
I don't feel that way at all.
No,
Me,
no, you
it's
don't.
just the rules. We were in a conference call and it's like, hey, what should we do? What should we do? And I was like, what do the rules say? Like, forget this emotion. Forget this, oh, it could have been up, we could get more, it could go high, or like forget it. What did the rule say? And Tom, you said the rule was to and we sold. We sold at a
We sold.
profit.
That's right. We sold
It
2/3.
wasn't as high as it was. We sold a profit, and then now here we go. It's going back up. You sold 2/3, so you still have 1/3 of your position in there, and now
Exactly.
we get to experience the juice as we go up again.
Hmm.
And I like it. I'm not gonna be.
Exactly.
I don't suffer. I don't count my chickens before they're hatch, and
No,
it's
no,
all fun and
not that
games.
you're suffering. Like you saw the suffering. Like
It
you
was
had heard me
brutal. It's
talk about it
brutal.
for a
It
while, but
hurts.
to
It
see
hurts.
it, it's
That's why
really,
being in
really
the
crazy.
game really matters. It really
Yeah,
matters to like have something, even if it's a small position, which
that's
this
exactly it.
was, just to sort of feel what it's like. Yeah, to actually have to make the decision: do I sell now and get my thousands, or do I wait? And then it's gone down, and now my thousands are no longer there.
That's
Do
right.
I sell for the peanuts? Do I have or not?
Exactly. Plus, I had
It's
another
brutal.
friend who sold, I think at the top, who like, or a little bit before that, they're like, "Oh, this is I'm not just staying on this ride. I'm perfectly happy to leave." And then another friend who missed it, who didn't get in at all, or had to get in when it was down later on. And so
Mhm.
it was really nice, really satisfying to see three other people go through the phases of grief that I had to learn how to deal with over the years. Oh, it's just so good, so sweet. Okay, and so what happens there is that the benefit of that is that so Bitcoin drops. Right, Bitcoin dropped 25% over the last couple of days, and people are like,
Mhm.
"This is the end of Bitcoin. Is it because of Biden? Is going to new tax thing that's going to attack it? Is it because is this the end of Bitcoin? What if it goes to zero?" Peter Schiff, I'm sure, has nothing but bad things to say about Bitcoin, and I just laugh. I go, what is it that you're buying? You got to think to yourself, what is it that you're buying? If you're buying something that you think is a everlasting gobstopper of a lottery ticket with unlimited upside, and that you're purchasing possibility and uncertainty and risk, then that's what you're buying. When it goes down 25%, it's on sale. It's a Black Friday sale, and you just buy more. So I took the profits that I had from the SafeMoon thing, and when it kept dropping, I waited until a nice healthy bounce. I mean, I have my numbers that tell me what to do, and then I bought it. I still have my the principal that I had originally. I put the profits in. I still have my thing on SafeMoon, and now I have more Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Tron. It's like this is how you do it, and you inch your way forward, inch your way forward. You know, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, and if you do it properly, you can really succeed. So you can't really understand this until you put a position in. I'm only telling the story because it's exciting, and I hope that it makes someone go, "Hey, maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll put something in and see what this feels like." Because it's one thing to look at the chart when you're not in it; it's a whole other thing to have $100 on something.
Got a question here from Alex. He's asking, can you short Bitcoin?
Oh, okay. So this is great. So if you're like a crypto ahead and you're inside of all the other platforms and stuff like that, you really go to nitty gritty. Then you can have all these ways of shorting Bitcoin. But I don't like that because you open yourself up to all sorts of kinds of risks that I don't like. But now that you have these stocks that are correlated with uh, with Bitcoin or with the crypto market, you can short the stocks.
Like Coinbase or MicroStrategy or
Coinbase,
something?
Galaxy, MicroStrategies, Tesla, whatever. Pick whatever flavor you want. They're not exactly the same, so you have to pick where you're going. You can short those, and you can almost use that as a hedge for Bitcoin, right? So you can have like because Bitcoin's going up so much, it's almost like It's a type of arbitrage trade. What happens is that if Bitcoin's going up 20% per month, let's say, and it only costs you 5% per month to short these other stocks, and you short it, let's say, with options as opposed to straight out, where you just short in the stock like the people did in GameStop, and you like the hedge funds that did in GameStop and got stopped out. You're shorting it with options. Then those options, let's say every week or every month or whatever, fall to zero. But the day that it doesn't, those options pay you out a huge amount. Bitcoin is down. You take that money, you put it into Bitcoin, and then you write it back up.
Mhm.
So you can now that these it actually only started recently where you can short some of these the stocks. You have to be able to trade Canadian stocks, or because Tesla and MicroStrategies are very expensive. It might cost you $1,000 a week just to short it, and then for money that you're guaranteed to lose. So that's a lot of money. But so for something like Galaxy, it's not as much. So I've only just started recently doing that because it's like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, I could hedge my position. I could short now because there's more of these things coming out. And Coinbase is falling like a stone. Like Coinbase
What is Coinbase at?
well, I mean, Coinbase went all the way up to 400 and something, and now it's at 300 and something. But there's no reason to think that
But it started at
it
250.
no, you didn't get it at 250. It opened at 250, and 10 seconds later it was at 400. So you didn't get any shares at 250.
Okay, but the whole crypto market is down. Can you really say Coinbase is falling? Isn't it correlated?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It
Like,
could go up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're buying options or you're shorting when it goes down, then Coinbase is giving you money, and you haven't actually lost any money on your crypto side. It's just gains, right? Unrealized gains that you lost. But now this real money that you got from shorting the Coinbase, you put it into Bitcoin, and then when Bitcoin goes up, well, now it goes up in value.
Gotcha.
And you don't short every single day. You might short. You might wait to go. Oh, this looks a little bit weak. The either the hype is not as there, or the price is not moving as fast as you want, or whatever. Pick your time, right? It's sort of like maybe once you start getting a cough, then you go get life insurance, sort of thing. Fine, and it just gives you an option to like, okay, if something goes badly, at least this will give me some cash, and I can put it into something else. I mean, this is all ideal scenario. If Bitcoin goes to zero or Coinbase goes to $1,000 per share, well, then all this is for naught.
Well,
This is
then
really
there's
just
been an
cursory information and not financial advice in any way. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you the sort of things that's possible. Go do your homework, talk to other people, let them talk you out of it. But if you do it, it can work really well.
Bitcoin goes to zero. We got bigger problems to deal with, like the nuclear holocaust that must have occurred.
Or me putting on a hockey mask and getting a machete and going around going, I need the Bitcoin. I need your Bitcoin. Just hacking off legs. And fair enough. That guy really didn't take it well. That guy did not take the crash of 2021 very well at all.
All right, so Bitcoin is falling, but is it really falling? I keep hearing about corrections, the correction in the market, that these are normal, it's cyclical, it happens. And to me, it's down to 49,000. Okay. Uh, it's not 20,000, it's not 9,000. To me, it seems like perfectly reasonable. Bitcoin. So is this volatile? Is it not volatile?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
going down
volatility.
about a bad sign, or
You can't. I was telling someone today, Bitcoin's down. What is it? 15% on the week, but still up 73% on the year. You don't have anything else that's like that. Stop
Mhm.
complaining. If you're gonna have something that goes up 100% in a few months, then you have to accept that it goes down 25%, 50% in that period of time. You don't get the one without the other. You get
It's like
the
a
nice
ball. It's
ride.
like a ball. I was watching Mark Robber, I think his name is, on YouTube, and he's this former NASA engineer. He does he builds a lot of gadgets and stuff on his channel and demonstrates science. And he dropped a car onto a trampoline, this giant trampoline from way up high. But he also dropped other things like watermelons and all kinds of objects and balls. And when it falls from that high and it bounces really high, and it keeps bouncing and bouncing. Its fluctuations are really high because of the dramaticness of the emotion, as opposed to just dropping a little ball on the ground and then it'll do a little bounce. If
That's
the
right.
thing can go up 100%, it can go down, up and down,
Exactly. And
and
that's what
that adds
volatility
to.
is.
And you kind of
Volatility
want
is
that. Like if you're young
Exactly.
and you're trying to invest in the market, you're not looking for something that's like, oh, quietly stable that rises slowly over time, and in 30 years you might be making a little bit to live off of. Like that's not what you're looking for in the Bitcoin bet. What you're looking for is something dramatic because it can actually go up a lot more than something else.
Exactly. Amazon stock used to trade. I think at one point it traded at $3. And for the dot-com crisis, I think it went from like $50 to $3. And people
Wow.
go, "Wow, this is a really volatile stock." But you to tell me you don't wish you had Amazon stock now? You wish your parents didn't get it beforehand? No, of course not. You take the
Yeah.
good with the bad, and so I love it. As soon as I hear headlines, to me, Bitcoin's crashing, it's falling. What do I do? Can it keep on going? Should I sell my profits now? All I hear is Black Friday sale. Everything must go. 90% off. Liquidation. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm hearing? A lot of hate about the Apple event. Okay, so Apple just did their new event, and they released some new products. Three products they released. Actually, I'll show it to you. Let's put it over here. All right, so we're going to be trying this for the first time. Oh, it's getting dark here. Huh? Is it just me? Or is it getting dark here? Let me turn on the light a bit.
You're just black, Peter. That's all it is.
I'm just black. All right. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. Let me put it up on the screen. All right. We'll open you up. Okay, we don't want real vision. What we want is Apple. 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 There we go. Do we want to be on the side or on the bottom? I think on the side is pretty good. Okay, I don't like this lighting on me. I want to
Beautiful.
look better.
Look at those slivers of color. I
All
love
right,
it.
so we got
This is the best shot of those computers. The least you can see
yeah,
of them.
yeah. I actually like the back of them. So we got the air tags. Where's this? Where can I find this? Where can I find the air tags? Okay, I guess I'll just type it in air tags. But the Apple event, they announced, voila, the air
Oh
tags.
wait, they did announce the air tags?
Yeah, and they're
Okay,
pretty
so now
awesome.
they can really track everything and everyone now. That's great.
Yes, they can. I mean, I'm not going to explain all the features unless
Well,
you're
just give me the
interested.
pitch for the air tags. These are just like GPS things that you attach to the stuff, right?
Correct. The air tags are a. Hang on, I'm going to change this shot because just seeing a small like this is not doing it for me. It's not working out for me.
Wait, I'm equal to Apple air tags? Not air tags. Oh, okay. Fine. Fine.
The Apple AirTag is this tracker, this GPS tracker. It also has the U1 chip. That's what sets this apart from all the other trackers that are out there, namely Tile, which is I think the most popular one, the one that I keep hearing about. So it's a tracker. You know, like how you have Find My with your iPhone
Sure.
and with your laptop or whatever. You use Find My with these things, so you can see the devices on a map. You can track them. Uh, it, the What's great about this is that if you lose the item, you can find it with precision with the app. So it tells you in feet and it directs you with the arrow of where to go, and it can even play a noise and all that stuff. But what's really phenomenal about this, and what's really going to make Apple win with these AirTags, is that other people with their Apple devices, just their Apple devices near yours, near your lost AirTag, will send a signal to you saying where your AirTag is.
Oh.
Like with other things, you find the AirTag, you find the GPS tracker, you have to like scan it, and then you have to
Mhm.
like have the app, and maybe you can find the person. With the AirTags app, if you've lost your device, you can
It'll
actually
ping me.
put a phone number in it so that when I come with my iPhone, I can actually scan the AirTag and know who it belongs to and the
Does
note
the
for
other
it.
person need to be looking for it, or is it just them nearby sends me a
That's right.
ping?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they can, if they actually find it, they can actually get a message there and a phone number and be able to contact you. If they're not looking for it, they're just nearby. It the AirTag. So you're on a train. You have your purse. It's connected to this AirTag. You leave the train. You forgot your purse. Once the AirTag leaves you, now it knows it's left you. Now it knows it's not with its owner anymore.
Right.
and then somebody else is on the train with their iPhone. They're not even looking at it, but it's communicating, letting you know, hey, there's a lost AirTag here, and
That's
it says a
great.
ping to you that says your thing. We found it. It's here. It's
Oh,
in this
that's
location.
awesome. That's awesome.
It can
So
make a
when can I put this
sound.
underneath a kid's skin?
Well, some people are talking about how it could be a little dangerous, right? You glue it, you duct tape it to the bottom of someone's car, and then now you can
Yeah, we
track them.
saw this in Spider-Man. He throws it in and goes click, and it sticks on the thing, and then
That's right.
you can feel it.
If you're out and about and there's an AirTag that is following along with you because your
Yeah,
device can tell,
it'll tell you.
it will tell you you're being followed by an AirTag. It'll tell you there's an AirTag around, right? Similar
Okay,
to the train, like it'll tell you, hey, there's if you're in a train driving, it'll say, hey, something's following you, and it'll tell you there's an AirTag here, and you go. So it helps you to go find that somebody has lost something.
okay.
It
All
lets
right,
you
Peter.
know.
Well, I got friends who are like hearing this right now, who are like diehard privacy advocates.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all for it. I'm Peter. I think everything should be tagged by default. Freaking, I should be
yeah.
able to find everything all the time
That's right.
because
And all
I
my
see
words
the
should be recorded, and all my
exactly.
moves. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No more. Yeah. I love it. I love it. You, if you can give up privacy or the illusion of privacy, you can get so many great benefits. But holy Lord, some people are going to be like, "You don't bring a goddamn tag in my house." Is what do those tags listen to you?
No, there's no microphone, but there is a speaker that plays a noise to let you
So
know where it
it
is.
does listen to you, and does it ever run out of battery?
One battery lasts 1 year.
Oh, and how much do they cost?
One costs $29.99 US.
Uh huh.
Four costs $99.99 US.
Okay, so this version in 3 years will be $5.
Yeah,
You're like, grab me a chip and then tags out of the chip bin.
that's right.
Get it from the chip drawer, and now you just stick it on everything. Oh, this is great. I love it.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
I
it.
love it. I love it. I love it purely for the thing with the kids. Okay, if
Mhm.
any kid I'm taking care of is going to get an AirTag. Okay, somewhere on their in their thing
Oh,
is going to
kids
be an
lose
AirTag.
their devices all the time. You
No,
think
forget
they?
about no, forget about them losing the device. The kid, I don't want to lose the kid.
Sure.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, do we really have to live in a world where you're at the mall, Jimmy?
Right.
Jimmy, why? Why do I have to go through that? I know exactly where Jimmy is. The moment Jimmy leaves my freaking radius, I get a chime. Okay, that's what I want.
Exactly.
Okay,
Right.
I don't want to ever have to be like, Jimmy, where's my dog? Where's my kid? Good.
Oh my god. Well, as long as it doesn't detect, I just would have wanted to tell people like I wouldn't want to store information about me specifically. Like I don't want it to have all the information from my health app. Let's say, like I don't want that much data out there. Look, I'm fine with it if they find a use case for it. I'm fine with giving up privacy in order to get perks, especially if they have cool names like air tags and stuff like that. I'll take a cute name product if it's like so like Google. We have all the information ever. Google. I'll take it. If it was the Ministry of Information, I'd be like, no, thank you. I don't want the Ministry of Information to have the information. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna have to stick this on all our. Wait, so why can't our existing devices just do this on their own? Like, why can't
Our
my
existing
phone just
devices do. Our existing devices do this. You can
no?
find
But
your
other people,
laptop.
no, but other people they go by it won't like ping
Yes,
me
it
that my
does. It
it
does.
does.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
If you lost your laptop and you're looking try to find it, it will be if there's an Apple device that is nearby, or the last time an Apple device is nearby, it will let you know. Hey, the last time we saw this
I see.
thing, it was in this location, so it
I
does
see. I see.
exist. This
I see.
AirTags adds the functionality to everything else. The tag you can't really use it that well on its own. You've got to put an accessory on it in order to tie it to
What?
something because it doesn't have like a tile chip has like a keychain hole in it, but
Oh,
the Apple one doesn't. So they're kind of forcing you
you
to.
have to buy these
Um,
accessories.
well,
So you're already
there are third party accessories, but yeah, the
yeah. So
accessory
you're already overpaying for the plastic, and then
you're
you have to buy
not.
this other thing.
It's the
It's 30
plastic
bucks.
is
It's 30 bucks.
surprisingly yeah, but that's the standard for the industry. It's surprisingly well priced. People are like, "Hey, Apple," and then you find out the accessory costs more than the actual device. You're like,
I see.
"Oh, we
I
totally
see.
get it. We
I
totally get
see.
it." The thing is
But
with
you could
yeah,
just toss it into something. You don't need the accessory, right?
yeah, you
Like
can
I
just
could just
toss it
glue
into
it with
something.
some tape, some glue, or use some tape,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you can just toss it into something. Yeah, it'll get scratched to shit, but yeah.
Well, first we had Pokemon Go, and now I can be Spider-Man. This is really all we need is like swords to come out of my hands, and I'd really be happy.
So we got the air tags.
Mhm.
So if you see here in the image here, I don't know if you can see, Tom, but as
I
you get
can, yeah.
closer, it shows you like it shows you an arrow, and the arrow will
Oh,
actually
I see.
move in the
Moves.
space
Okay.
and then make a sound and vibrate as you get closer and closer to it, and then there you got
It's too
it. So
bad it's
you
so
got the air
big.
tags.
Too bad it's so big.
What do you mean, the puck? The thing is?
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
wish it
very
was like
small.
tiny.
No, it's
Well,
very small.
no.
This is
I
not.
was
This is not. This is not. This is
I
not.
mean, I would want it to be at like a penny size.
Oh no, no, it's the size of a quarter. All right. So the next product is the iPad. I'm not going to spend any much time on this, but the iPad Pro got the M1 chip,
Mhm.
and so it's a super powerful. It's got the HDR screen now. It's going to be. It's just super. It's just super pro. The colors,
Wait, do I have to replace my
5G.
iPad?
You don't have to place your iPad because
Is it the same size?
the critique that I've heard so far is yes, I'm not. I think it is. I can't remember.
Right.
The critique that I heard about this is actually that it's overpowered for iPad OS.
Oh.
Like if you could put desktop thing on it, then great. I got an M1 chip. I can do all kinds of things, but I'm still limited what I can do on it. Final Cut is not on. There's no app for Final Cut on the iPad, so it's like I can do all the superpower, but you're not going to tell the difference when
Yeah,
you're
but
editing
the
your
same thing
video.
was with the iPad that I have. Eventually, all the stuff I wanted to came to it, so I'm like, okay, great. I'm
That's
buying
what people
something
are
that's
saying.
future proof.
That's what people are saying. It might something
Yeah,
that's future proof. So we'll see what it can do
and the
in the
games you
future.
could be able to do on them. Oh my god, Apple is quietly becoming a fantastic gaming platform.
M2, I think, is going to solve that because the GPU isn't there. CPU is great, but the GPU isn't there yet. It's a
Well,
little too
I'm not talking
basic.
about if you want to play Assassin's Creed or God of War or something. I'm talking about like their gaming ecosystem. There's all kinds of games that I go, well, this is what I'll play this on Apple Arcade. Like, yeah, I'll
Mhm.
pay the subscription for Apple Arcade because this is great. I get it's sort of like the Netflix for games. It's
Have you
sort of like
tried Apple Arcade?
yeah, I have it.
Is it
We
good?
have it.
Like,
We have
yeah, I
Apple
know, but
Arcade.
I don't have to play that game. I play Polytopia and sometimes
It's
VR.
just
That's about
fun to be able to
it. League
like.
of Legends. League of Legends.
It's fun to like. If I want to try a game, it's there for me. Just like if I want to watch a movie, Netflix is there. I'm not watching Netflix all the time or Amazon Prime or whatever. It's just nice. It's like okay, I don't have to think about it. It's on my phone. And,
I gotcha.
like, games are fun. I mean, a lot of games aren't, but that's how it is on get a PlayStation and play 6 games on it for the entire life of the PlayStation. So it's like, okay,
All
fine.
right, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's games there that I would like. The games I like playing games on a console more than on a iOS device because I feel like for the smartphone devices, they're made to suck the life out of you, like all
That's
the
what's so
time.
great.
Like it's not made for you to accomplish and finish the game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
made for you to like suck the
right.
life from you. I don't like
That's what's
that.
so fun about those types of games.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
And then
It's
now
like
with the
World of
picture in
War. It's like
picture
every game
video
is World of.
yeah. Now they have picture in picture video, right? You could just play, Twitch videos or whatever as you're on your device or split screen if you're on the iPad.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm listening to finance videos and, information about philosophy or whatever, but I get to play my clicker game that's just there, like, how much can I click, 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 and then learn about, calculus
I
on
can't
the
do
way.
it. I
Great.
can't do it. I can't do it. Alex says, "Bejeweled gamers up in
Bejeweled.
here." Yeah, you said gamers, and when you were talking about this stuff, I was like, this is not what gamers say in
No,
games.
no,
You
no,
know,
no,
that's for
no,
sure.
no. But you'd be
Alex
surprised how
said,
many actually hardcore gamers are like, "Oh, and what games did you play?" "Oh, I played, like, Candy Crush on my phone," like it's like if you actually did screen time with them, you'd be like, "Well, I spent, 4 hours playing Hitman, but I've spent 10 hours this week playing this other thing."
"This is true. This is true." Alex had this other question. I don't know if we have an answer to this, but did you hear hackers were extorting Apple by hacking one of their manufacturers? I did not hear this. I did not hear
No.
this. Maybe I heard it in the periphery, but I don't know much about it. All right, Tom. I want to. This is why I want to bring up Apple, and we've got to wrap up here because we're on here for we're at 40 minutes, but let's not take too long. You want to talk about the power of value?
Well, we'll just do that quick. I'll show that Real Vision video that I really want people to take a look at.
All right, I want people to take a look at the new iMacs. Now, this is extremely. This is. I want to say it's polarizing, but most people just friggin' hate it. Let's take a look here. So the iPad not the iPad, the
I
iMac
can't
24-inch.
imagine buying one of those freaking colors. Maybe blue.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the things that people don't like about it. Okay, so let me tell you the things that people don't like about it. What's getting people really upset, and then you'll tell me your opinion. All right. First is the colors, and they say that why does it have to be colors? What's the point of this? All right, people don't like the color. People don't like. This is spinning around too much. It's distracting me. People friggin' hate the white bezels. People uh, hate how thin it is because of this chin. So if you see here, okay, look how thin it is. Oh my god, it's so thin. I never cared about the thinness of a computer. Anyway,
I still don't.
it's so thin, it's super thin, so fantastic. Hang on, I'm just trying to get a picture of the thing in full screen here. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we got the white bezel, which people hate, and this chin here, which, honestly, with this look, the design hasn't really changed from the old iMac. It's
Right.
white instead of black, and we got the chin, the logo's gone. Yeah, it's thinner in color, but from the front, you can't, it's hard to
So
tell the
I
difference
like that the
between.
logo's gone.
Yeah, me too. I like that the logo's gone.
Because it's just like when I had my MacBook, I like that the logo's on the other side of the screen. I don't want the logo staring at my face all the time. I hate this black reflective surface there. I accept that there has to be somewhere for the computer to be. Like I assume that that's part of all the circuitry in there in order to handle the ports at the back. What I don't understand, the white bezel, I'm not sure how much I would care so much about that, especially if I would have to actually see how it works with my apps and all that. But one, I can't stand it looks like an iPad and I can't touch the screen because I've been spoiled by my stepkids' Chromebooks, where it's just easier to touch the screen sometimes than it is to. I just use the keyboard to type, scroll down. It's just so nice to pinch and zoom and touch on things. So I I don't like that. I have if I have an iPad, so I have my iPad attached to my screen, then I'm just using my iPad to touch things. I would have loved to move over to the thing that looks exactly like that and be able to touch there as well. So I think that's
Well,
unfortunate.
some people think that the design of this thing is actually because we are going to be moving to that iPad. So tell me if this looks familiar to you. Not here. Hang on. Right here. This looks familiar to you. This look. Doesn't
It
that look
looks like
like an
the
iPad?
iPad on the keyboard.
Absolutely. It does look like that. So and it tilts and people are like, why does it tilt? Um, some people think it's because we are moving forward. Like, why the hell does the iPad have the M1 chip and
Hmm.
this thing has the M1 chip?
They're gonna do the
The
merge.
iPad has a better screen than this new iMac and has an HDR screen,
That's
high
the thing.
quality screen.
I look at this and I go, "Oh, this is a transitory thing. There's no reason for me to buy this now." Right? I
Okay, so the
don't
hate
disagree.
that comes up with this is because people don't really understand who this is for, and this is the trap that happens in the tech community online. It's like the tech community, we have our standards, we have the things that we want. But the average consumer could give a crap about 95% of what we want. Like they're not sitting around, why isn't it the M1X chip? Why is it the M1? Weren't we trying to get the why isn't this why does it have colors? It has colors, looks pretty, looks different. I can do my basic things on it. It fits. I can buy it now to fit in with the decor of my living room. It's going to look cool, like hot shit. That's the end of the story. Like that's how it is for them. And the fact that some people even hate it actually adds to the word of mouth about the product because people hated this triple camera lens when it first came out.
Right.
The hate that people got from it, and I remember thinking, like, what's the problem? The
Yeah.
hate that
And
people
now
got
and
from
now
it.
it's a sign that well, you have the new
You have the new one, and the next one is going to be ugly too. They're going to be moving the things around, and people are like, "Why are they doing this?" It's kind of like the Cybertruck. It's like if you make it ugly, it's going to be front page news. Like if you make it just look like normal, then people are not talking about. Like I'm not 100% sold that that's the reason they did it, but to me, it looks like a consumer level computer, which is exactly what it is. People were itching. Tech was like, "Oh, we want to get this. We're going to get M1 with a screen and a 1080p camera. We're going to have a new design. It's going to be fantastic." And they go, "What? We can? What? I'm not going to replace my iPad Pro with this."
right,
Like, yeah,
right, right.
it's not for you. It's for the
Yeah. And
person
it's a
who
24-inch one. So okay, let me see what they do with the 30-inch. I'm
yeah,
willing
30
to
to
wait.
32 inch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it there.
But just
It's
one thing
been
to
yeah.
remind everybody, like, oftentimes it's easy to think that these things are too expensive compared to, let's say, an alternative, and depending on what you need, it might be. But really consider the idea of when you're reselling it. Like, if you're just constantly upgrading your computer, your Mac computer every 2 years, then consider the utility, the productivity you get out of it versus the resale value. And if you do the calculations, you might actually end up that it's finding out that it's actually less expensive than a PC that's 30-40% less. um so just consider that, and the ecosystem that's there, and the apps that you get to use, and the it's just the ability to retain value and have great productivity depending on what you're doing. I think now it's not to me, it's almost like not a luxury item depending on what you're doing. It's not a luxury item. You get to buy something that maintains value. It's a difference
Mhm.
between buying 24 karat gold versus 14 karat gold. Like, you get something out of it. You get to maintain something.
So you're not interested in buying this Mac. You're not
I
interested.
mean,
You
I
wouldn't buy
probably
this.
no. I have to. I mean, the 30-inch version of it probably, right? I'll just sell the one I have right now and get the next
Mhm.
one. So sure, because if I wait too long, then the resale value on the existing one goes down. So I might have to do that.
What color would you buy?
Oh, white. What are you talking about? I wish I could
Well,
get a
there's
black computer,
silver.
but
There's
whatever.
silver.
Well,
There's
the
silver.
silver one, yeah.
It has better speakers than the iMac Pro, than the iMac, I should say, than the iMac you have,
Well, good.
which has great speakers already.
Well, I only use my headphones. So, all right, we got to wrap up here.
Okay, but before we wrap up, I was actually wondering if the choices that Apple made here, or the opinions that people have anything to do with the power of value.
Well, that's why I was just adding a thing at the end over here that, despite what you might want to say, um, uh, the uh, the value that it maintains, the resale value of it, comes because the actually I was just talking with Melissa about this today, that something is useful, but it can be useful on multiple levels. So you can have a knife that's really sharp, and then you can have a knife that's really sharp and looks wonderful, and is there's only 150 of these that exist, right? So it cuts everything just like the other knife does, but it also has satisfies these other types of uses. And what one of the things that Mac does, and or Apple does, is that their devices satisfy not just the use of the problem that you need to solve, which is, I need to be able to do this on a computer, but you also have the status symbol. You also have the build quality. You also have the resale value. So it's when you think of a company that is providing value to their customers, it's hard to say that Apple is not really trying to hit every multiple different vectors as opposed to just one. And it's the argument that always comes up with PC advocates. They go, it's cheaper. Yes, I understand. If you're going to buy a computer for 10 years time and build your own and have that customizability, great. But with Apple, you're not sitting there downloading drivers. You're not sitting there. You don't have to explain to some other person, here's the whole list of all the components inside of it. And they go, oh, well, I want this component. I mean, you ever saw a PC and someone says, well, I'll take the graphics card and the hard drive, but I don't want the screen. It's like, what are you talking about? Take the whole thing. They don't know. I don't want the whole thing. I just want the piece. Now you're a scrap salesman, and you never have to do that with Apple. Apple, you put the stuff
Yeah.
up, you put it at a reasonable price. Someone's knocking on your door. What the within a day or a couple of days, someone wants it. Have you ever had any difficulty really selling an Apple device?
Surprisingly easy selling Apple devices. I've sold all kinds now, and I can't even believe it.
You're willing to knock off $100 on the price, and the headache's gone. So, like, you can sell it. Whereas I got a PC sitting there right there, a $1,500 PC that I can't give away.
I
But
remember I was selling.
I can sell a 2012 Mac now.
That's right. I was selling. I think it was, I don't know, around $6,000 for the iMac, and no, it wasn't the iMac. It was the 16-inch MacBook Pro. 6,000, 6,500 or something like that. And the messages I'd get from people like, "Oh, I'll give you 5,000. Oh, if I go to Apple now, I can get this thing for at a discount." I was like, "Well, go buy it from freaking Apple then. What are you bothering me for?"
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew the value of my thing. And offer after offer came in. I'll give you 4,000 and 5,000. Some of the other guys like, I'll trade you a PC for your Mac. And I
Yeah,
was like,
someone asked me, "I'll give you a car if you give me the laptop." I was like, "Well,
I was like, I know, and of course, messages. I had a couple. You're never going to sell it for this. You oversell it. Guy who bought it, he did not think he was getting overcharged. He's just
right,
like, yeah, good, excellent. It's $500 cheaper than what I could get it for in the store. Thank you so much. And it was like that, and I was like, oh my god, that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, okay,
uh-huh.
first of all, always buy Apple products.
Right."
Because the price that you see is not the price that you pay for it, right? If I pay $6,600 for a laptop and then I sell it for $6,300, then I haven't I haven't paid much of anything for it. It's
Yeah,
really
and
remarkable.
the same thing is true for some, a lot of, supposedly luxury brands. Like, if the build quality is great, if there's a limited supply, Fluvog shoes is one of my favorite examples of this. If you buy a Fluvog shoe, it's a unique, beautiful shoe, and they only make, I think, 300 or some a few hundred per design, per size, and when they're gone, they're gone. So you have this whole secondary market. On Fluvog.com, they have their I forget what they call Fluvog Marketplace, and also on eBay. People collect these shoes, and you can actually end up selling your shoes for more money. It's just absolutely incredible that when you go, oh, I'm paying a more, not even that much more for a pair of shoe, but it has these qualities, these value qualities to it that makes it so that it retains its value over time. And even
And
if
they're
you
so
wore
fantastic.
they're
Like,
just
look at
fantastic.
them.
Even if you wore it until it went to pieces, you would still be like, "Well, I really got the value out of this." Whereas I've spent a similar amount or less on shoes that died after a year,
Hmm. Yeah, I
and it's
remember when you were talking about these shoes, and I'm like, why the heck are you going to pay this
exactly.
amount for shoes?
And we
Okay,
walked in
they're
that you walked in
unique.
that store and you're like, "I don't like this. I don't like this." Then you found a pair. And you're like, "I love these shoes," and there's no reason you're not going to have these shoes for 10, 15 years. And if you wanted to sell them right now, you could probably sell them for at or a little bit less, and depending on who you're selling it to, more how long you're willing to wait, more than what you bought it for. It's like once you start thinking of things in that way, of the store of value, or that buying into companies that actually provide real value, and you start to quantify that, then you end up realizing that, oh, when I spend this money, I'm saving the money. I'm not I'm converting it into something that maintains its value as opposed to just spending the money and it's gone.
So is that like the counter to why some people will be like, "Oh, why does so and so have four houses or 10 cars? Like, why do they need so many houses and cars?" Or like, well, no, they're storing their value
Yeah,
in
exactly.
an asset they hopefully will appreciate.
Yeah, they know that the money on its own depreciates in value. It's not valuable. It's sort of like, and it's not just the money itself. Like someone might be like, "Why are you paying money for a?" I mean, I don't do this, but someone might be like, "Why are you paying money for a one of those food meal boxes? Every week you get a food meal box with your meals for the week. Why are you doing that?" Because you go, okay, well, how much time do you spend going to the grocery store, thinking of recipes, cooking the recipes for the food? And if you go, if they say, oh well, 3 hours all told, let's say, per or whatever, 1 hour extra per meal, then and if you're able to say, well, with my work, if I work an extra 1 hour per meal, which is an extra 3 hours per day, 15 hours per week, I make 40% more money, and all I have to do is spend 5% of that 40% in order to pay for this meal set. That's why I do it. And then it's like, oh, wait a second, oh, that does make a lot of sense. Or why are you buying? Why do you buy a Vitamix versus another blender? Because, well, the Vitamix I know I could resell later on, or that it'll last longer, or whatever. Whereas the blender I get from Linen Chest is good. It might break, and that money's down the tube. I have to buy a new one. That's just the way I like thinking about these things. It's not true for
Vitamix
everything.
has a Vitamix has a fantastic warranty. Anything goes wrong with that thing, you can send it 7 years. You have. I have a Vitamix. It's at the end of its lifespan. I think the deadline is tomorrow. It expires. I've sent it in 3 times, to get fixed, and you're like, wow, like 7 years later, you can. And I got this Vitamix from someone else, so it's like the warranty transfers. Like as long as you have this thing, so you go, okay, well, the Vitamix has this premium cost to it, but it will last me longer. It will blend faster and better. I'll get all this use from it, and then I could also sell it in 4 years if I want to, and recoup
That's
a
right.
lot of the money
This is how
back.
I think about the Apple Care Plus, right? So my wife just recently something's wrong with the camera on her phone, so we got to replace, and they replaced the entire phone. So now, a year and a half into having this phone, she has a brand new phone. So in 6 months, if you want to upgrade for the new one, she has a brand new phone. She could sell it basically at the highest price you can get for a resale of this phone. And if she wanted to sell it beforehand, let's say she wanted to sell it this year, the Apple Care Plus is a selling point for somebody because it's transferable. They know, oh, okay, I also get this protection, so I'm willing to pay a premium on it than I would someone who's not giving me that. It's like it's a great way of thinking about great way of thinking about things. Now, the only I want to leave the value thing with this one quote. It actually ties in with the homework for this video. So I talk about real vision a lot, and I figured let me show a real vision video for people. This is not Raul Powell's in this video, but it's really about these two other guys talking about impact investing, and the long and short of it is that impact investing is investing in businesses and in industries where it's not only about making profit. It's definitely about making profit, but making profit because the business is actually solving a problem that it's actually creating an impact. So climate change, poverty. Racism, politics, or whatever. These are businesses that have an intention of making an impact. So it's a far cry from some of the businesses uh, that people were our previous generations were encouraged to invest in. They're just investing in those because it goes up in value. But now there's a market for solving these problems. There's a market for carbon emissions. So, for example, there's a stock that I own, KRBN, got from Real Vision, where it has to do with carbon credits, has to do with climate. Uh, Global warming, and I forget what's the new term for global warming. I can't remember what it is. Greenhouse,
Climate,
whatever it
climate.
is. And so what you do is that you're buying the stock because governments who are trying to um, uh, go green, there's this incentive system because you get penalized. Some companies get penalized if they or some industries get penalized if they don't if they don't meet these carbon emission standards. And this stock, this ETF, sort of folds that incentive system within a stock. So by buying the stock, it goes up in proportion to the impact that the cleaning up the environment and staying carbon neutral is having. I'm not explaining it very well, but essentially impact investing is buying something that goes up in value as it has a better impact on civilization. And so in this video, I thought it was great. It was a great example. I want you to listen to it because you can listen to a lot of it and you'd be like, this doesn't apply to me, this doesn't apply to me. But it's nice to be able to listen to people who are experts in their field talk about something that you're not you're not you don't realize how it might relate to you. And at the end of the video, one of the guys says something that Grady says that um, uh, you want to invest in companies that actually put up my Twitter. I can't. Let me get that tweet exactly on Sacred Profit.
Yeah, give me a second
I
here.
have it right here. And he said,
Here we go. The lowest.
the lowest risk way to get high return is to deliver against a need. It's as simple as that. Delivering against a need is providing value. And providing value is solving an actual problem, not creating a problem and solving it like and pretending to solve it like the fashion industry does or some type of food marketing, but actually providing value. You know that you're providing a value if the problem that you're solving becomes smaller, gets smaller and smaller, or disappears or disappears um, as you service this need. And so I like to think of value that a company provides as the long term aim for this company is to make it so that this problem is either gone, eradicated, or negligible. Right? I mean, that's what you want from, let's say, a good drug. right? A pharmaceutical drug. You want it to either cure the thing, or it's so cheap and so easy to treat the symptoms that it fades away. So HIV uh, prescriptions are like this. It used to be it was killing people left and right, and now you could have HIV for your entire life and have like a 94% survival rate or whatever, and a very low chance of transmitting to somebody else. That's the kind of thing you want. So I love that line. I thought it was a great summary of what it is, the benefits of actually providing value. And now that we live in a time where we have so much chaos and so many problems that need to be solved that we can't really kick down the road as much, the money is in the solution, actual solutions. Because we go, hey, we might be the generation that dies. I mean, we're in Montreal, it's snowing in April. We're like, hey, wait a second. Maybe this carbon emission thing, we should be doing something about this. Maybe is the sun heating up? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's find a solution to this. So I thought it was great. So go check it out on realvision.com. If you it's $1, I think, to sign up for Real Vision for 3 months if you haven't been on there already. I think some of these videos eventually show up on YouTube. And if you want, if you can't do any of those, hit me up. I'll send you they have a power share options where you can share the videos with a number of people. So hit me up for that.
You can find Tom on Twitter at Sacred Prophet. You can find me on Twitter at I Am Bad Guru. Just before I let you go, I had missed some comments here. They're all from Alex, so we're not going to spend too much time on them.
We love Alex.
Alex is fantastic. Alex says PC lets you fully customize. Yeah, but if you're a regular dummy, you don't even know what to customize. Okay,
That's
and
exactly
try to get the 380. Try to get those graphics card. Okay, I tried to build a computer. Okay, you can't find any of those parts.
That's true. You did do it. You tried. You tried.
And he says graphics cards maintain value now. At least can basically sell them for almost full price 2 years later. Yeah, absolutely right. They cost an arm and a leg. They're super fantastic.
Well, the main cost for a computer now is for a PC is the graphics card.
And the graphics card. Yeah. It's really fantastic. It's been a lot of fun having this conversation. I hope you folks liked this conversation. Welcome to the Jumpstart Salon. Jumpstart for your life in order to get a little boost, get a little education, organic education. Really love that you're here. If you like what you're seeing, remember to subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that little bell so that you know when we go live. And like us, like this video. It helps other people find us and helps us grow. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done it, follow Tom on Twitter, Sacred Prophet. Follow me, I Am Bad Guru on Twitter. And join the Happy for a Change audience at facebook.com/Happy for a Change. The Telegram audio is live. The link is available to all patrons who pledge at least $10. So go over to patreon.com/Happy for a Change and join the Telegram audio group. We're going to be right there. You can chat with us. You can ask us questions. We can be part of voice chats. Let's make this thing happen. That's it for us. My name is Peter Hartman.
I'm Tom Hartman.
And you're watching Jumpstart.
And this is your life.
No.
We're
not finding any other taglines.
I
don't know why you can't figure that out.
We'll brainstorm.